Hello and welcome to Inside Business, making headlines. Emirates NBD reports a 12% drop in first quarter profits, but flies past analyst expectations. Vodafone tells us about the world's cheapest mobile and why it could save lives. And we speak to the founder of the Nobel Humanitarian Awards about the huge impact of charities in the Middle East. Most of the GCC bourses have fallen today, and both of the UAE bourses also dropped. The DFM fell by 0.69%, closing at 1,757 points. MR shares went down by 1.98%, and Arab Tech also fell by 1.20%. 125 million shares were traded in total, valued at 263 million dirhams. 11 shares advanced, 15 declined, and 1 remained unchanged. Now turning to the ADX, which lost 0.39%, closing at 2,819 points. Aldar shares dropped by 1.87%, while Suru shares also fell by 1.64%. 26 million shares were traded in total, valued at 77 million dirhams. 6 shares advanced, 22 declined, and 7 remained unchanged. It's time now to get the forecast for the markets this week. So we're joined by Gaurav Kashyap, the head of the DGCX Futures and Options Trading Desk at ACM Middle East DMCC. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here once again.
So we saw the markets rally during trading on Friday after Greece announced it accepted the joint EU-IMF bailout package. The euro rallied 1.20% against the US dollar, and the Dow closed at 0.63% higher. What can we expect to see for the pair this week?
Well, we saw a nice relief rally hit the markets on Friday with higher-yielding currencies and equity markets benefiting from Greece finally accepting the EU/IMF bailout package. We wouldn't go so far as to say that Greece is out of the woods as yet, because now, although they've accepted the package, the ball now moves into the EU's court, and it does require a unanimous vote to pass the package, and now in some cases we'll see it moving to Parliament where voting will take place. We do know that Germany is one of the largest contributors to the package with an estimated 8.5 billion euros in aid, but countries such as Italy, who owe 5.5 billion euros, and Spain, which also owes 3.7 billion euros, could face some stiff competition from within their own parliaments to pass this historic bailout package. So, as a result, we're expecting to see risk appetite capped in, particularly in the Euro-USD, and we expect this to be the case through up till May 19th, when Greece has their next 8.5 billion euros maturing in debt on May 19th. So we can expect trading to be capped, and we can expect it to range between 132.02 and 134.40 this week.
Right, so how will the commodity sector perform off the back of this?
Once again, commodities will experience upsides and downsides based on the buildup and reduction of risk appetite in the market resulting from Greece's ongoing debt crisis. They will also take their direct cues from the performance of the equity markets this week. Overall, we're expecting gold to be trading mixed between a range of 1125 and 1170, and we're expecting crude to trade between 83 levels and 87.70 levels.
Thanks for your time today, Gaurav.
Glad to be here.
Emirates NBD, the UAE's largest bank by assets, has recorded a 12% fall in profits for the quarter of this year, but surpassed analysts' expectations. The bank is the first major lender in the country to announce a lower net income in the first 3 months of this year, reporting a 1.11 billion dirham profit level. But analysts had forecast results to stand at less than 800 million. Emirates NBD's net profits were also an improvement on the fourth quarter of 2009, when profits slumped to 178 million dirhams, and the Dubai World Debt local creditors said their funding position has significantly improved. Bargain hunters rejoice because phone giant Vodafone has introduced the world's cheapest mobile in Qatar at a cost of just $16 per handset. The telecom says that the cost of handsets can be a significant barrier for those in emerging markets, and the release of the VF150 will allow many consumers to purchase a phone for the first time. Financial institutions in the region and abroad may need to start increasing their funding for Sharia-compliant finance, despite an increase in demand in the industry. Finance scholars and regional educational institutions have said that the key in the industry's ability to develop global standards comes down to the tightening of Islamic banking guidelines. It's believed that increased research will largely contribute to the industry's development, both internationally and in the region.
I think there are shortage in productions in Islamic finance. I think we can attribute this to the lack in research and fund in Islamic finance, that financial institutions and Islamic financial institutions should pay for more research. If we improve and if we pay more attention to research in Islamic finance to produce more products in Islamic finance, this will help to globalize the financial institutions, the Islamic financial institutions.
And in our fast financial news, there are reports that drivers in the UAE may have to pay even more at the pump, following the news that 4 government-owned petrol station brands may increase their prices from next month. Gulf News says that 4 major distributors may hike petrol prices up by 15% and diesel by 20%. Prices rose between 15 and 16 fils only last Wednesday, but are still 35% below international rates. Abu Dhabi tourism officials have announced a 19% increase in hotel guests for the first quarter of the year. Tourism chiefs have said that they're on track for the year, and their year-end target of 10% increase in hotel guests to 1.65 million off the back of a 45% slump in numbers for March. Most of the Gulf markets have moved down today. Let's check in on those numbers now, starting off with the UAE general indexes. Coming up now, let's take a look at the major international currencies against the dirham, followed by the price of oil and the precious metals. On the way after the break, we'll be talking to Janine Mansour, founder of the Nobel Humanitarian Awards. That's when Inside Business continues. Stay with us.